Hey YouTube, and welcome to my channel. Just making sure my sound's working there. Yeah, it's working. So welcome to my channel. If you don't know me, my name is JD Savage. I am a six-figure affiliate marketer. What I do is I teach people to make money in affiliate marketing here on YouTube, on my channel, Imperfect Millionaires. That is my channel as well as my business. So specifically what I do is I take platforms like this one here and this one here. I vet those platforms. I make money with those platforms. And then I build out a course on YouTube and I put it on here for free. You do not have to buy it. It is not for sale. It is free information, how to take a specific platform in the affiliate marketing arena and actually make money with it. Okay. So I show you what I do right. I show you some of the things I do wrong. And I would highly recommend not doing the things that I do wrong because they cost me money. But anyway, that aside, I brought it here for you so that you can replicate my process. Okay. So if that's something that interests you, give me a like on this video, subscribe to the channel, click the bell icon so that you're notified. What we're going to be talking about in today's video is I recently started a 180-day challenge, and you're welcome to be a part of that if you want to. No, there is not a cost. No, it is not for sale. Specifically, what we're doing is we are talking about all of the different things that I teach in these different series here, right? And moreover, I created a little group. I got a Facebook group. Let me put it that way. Let me back up. I got a private Facebook group up here. So if you want to be a part of this after you watch this video, I would highly recommend, first of all, if you're catching this video, this is going to be video 3 here in this series. I would jump back over here so you can see specifically what I'm talking about. What that does is it outlines all of the different stuff because I'm not going to go into all the details again and again and again on every video. But you'll find out more about it right here and you can follow right on through. But what we're talking about today specifically is if you want to be a part of this, jump up here. This is my Facebook page. Go ahead and follow that and then jump over here. And it is a private group, so you fill out a little thing. We'll bring you in and you can be a part of our Facebook group, right? Where what we're doing is we're creating content and we're doing short videos. We're getting people comfortable with the idea of creating content. And that leads me finally to my topic of today's video is I'm getting a lot of people reaching out to me about this 180-day thing. And what they're saying is that, look, I have this fear. I'd love to be a part of it, but I'm risk averse. They're not pulling the trigger is what it really boils down to, right? So really what we're doing here in this 180-day series is we're going to talk about all of the things that get in people's way, right? Like, what is it that's stopping you? You have this thing, or you wouldn't be watching a video like this, right? You wouldn't even be here watching me this far into this video if you weren't interested in doing something more, doing something different, right? I shouldn't say more maybe, but different with your life. And so I get this a lot from people. They're like, well, I just have this overwhelming fear, or I'm just risk averse, right? So let's start out there. Let's start out with talking about what it is specifically. And I want to be very clear. So here's what I'm going to do. Define fear.
As a noun, fear means an unpleasant emotion caused by the belief that someone or something is dangerous, likely to cause pain, or a threat. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Sure.
As a verb, it means be afraid of someone or something as likely to be dangerous, painful, or threatening.
Okay. The next one is risk. Define risk.
As a noun, risk means a situation involving exposure to danger. Do you want to hear the remaining one?
Sure.
As a verb, it means expose someone or something valued to danger, harm, or loss.
Okay. Danger, harm, or loss. So interesting thing about that. Years ago, that leads me to the idea here that something that I stumbled onto, I don't know, in my late 20s, maybe my early 30s. I don't really remember. It was many, many years ago. But that being said, I read an article about an interview, a large interview that was done with over 2,000 people over the age of, I believe it was like 75 or 78, something like that. And they asked them a series of questions, but one of the questions that they asked them was, if you had it to do all over again, what would you do differently? And without fail, every single one of them said a version of this answer that I'm about to give you, right? It wasn't verbatim, of course, with over 2,000 people. But what they said was, if they had it to do all over again, one of the main things they would do is they would worry less about what other people thought and do more of what they wanted to do with their life. Let that sink in for a moment. If they had it all to do over again, what they would do is more of what they wanted to do with their life and worry less about what other people thought of them, right? Now, we can expand on that, obviously, but here's the interesting thing about that. I heard somewhere that no matter what you do, that there's going to be those people that just love you. There's going to be those people that just really can't stand you. And there's going to be those people that just really don't care. Right? So if that's true, and this is all I'm sharing with you is just my thoughts. I'm not saying I'm right here. What I'm trying to do is just trigger for you some ideas that maybe will help you get through the process of doing whatever it is that you want to do with your life, right? Doing more of what you want to do with your life and worrying less about what other people think. because that's one of the big stumbling blocks, right? And sometimes it's not even what other people think, guys. It's what you think. It's what you've been programmed to believe about your own self, right? That maybe those beliefs suck. Maybe they need to be challenged. Maybe you really need to dive into those and just see what it is, right? Maybe it matters to you where it came from. Maybe it doesn't. I'm the kind of person that I really don't necessarily need to do all of that. Where did it come from stuff? It's more about, does it make sense for me right now? Is it supportive and is it conducive to the life I want to live? And if it's not, then I attack it full force, right? I dive into it and I tear it apart. So if you're new to my videos, this may sound weird to you that I'm diving this deep into this kind of a concept, but really guys, here's the reason that this kind of content is on my channel. I can teach you all the stuff in the world. What I show you works, hands down, not a question. It's worked for lots and lots and lots of people, right? And I want to be clear. I'm not trying to take the credit for creating the concepts that I present to you because they've been handed down generation to generation as well. Right? So there's that side of it. There's supportive, healthy things that have been handed down. And then there's crappy things that don't support us and don't allow us to be the type of person we want to be and perceive ourselves in the way that we want to be perceived, right? By ourselves and others. Those are the things that you really got to start challenging. You really got to start taking a look at. And I'm trying to create a situation, a community, whatever you want to call it, where you can come out of your shell little by little. We're not going to shove anybody into anything. But what I am trying to do and what I am attempting to do, and everybody thus far in the community is extremely supportive of that concept of just being supportive of others, right? And just allowing people to come along at their own pace because it's all an individual process. That's just how it is. That's just exactly the way the world really is. And not that I'm trying to be, Pollyanna. I've been accused of that in the past where, everything's just wonderful. No, I mean, sometimes stuff sucks, right? Sometimes that's just the way it is. But guess what? You have to deal with it. And that's life, right? If it was easy, it'd be called easy, but it's not. It's called life. And from my perspective, personally, I do think life is pretty simple. I really do, right? And that may aggravate some of you to hear that. We're like, well, you don't know my life. Listen, life has a set of rules and problems come along and they're a part of life. It's people trying to negotiate those rules that really seems to upset the apple cart, right? Like, I wish it were different. Okay, then go do your best to make it different. There's some things that you can't change. And I understand that in life. We run into some things where it's just, that's how it is. And we got to work with it, work around it, go over it, go under it, whatever it is. But really, what does it really boil down to? If that's how it is, period, that's how it is, right? If you don't believe in gravity, step off the roof. You're going to be a believer real quick, at least on this planet, right? There are some things that are just that way. And then there are some things that are just concepts. They're just conceptual in our mind that we believe it's that way, right? Nature has its rules, is what I'm trying to say. And I don't want to just keep going on that, but I'm a really firm believer that life can be simple. I think it's people that complicate it. So I'm here to ask you, are you complicating your own life? Are you? Right? Because I see people do that all the time. They're like, well, if you knew my history. And look, I'm not making fun of that at all. I understand that. It's real. There's trauma. There's all of those things. But here's what I'm asking you. That was then. Today is now. Are you going to step forward or are you going to remain a prisoner of whatever opinions that you either A, had about yourself, or B, were shared with you from others, whatever that is that's holding you there? You have the ability to set that baggage down and leave it right there on the floor. That's what's possible if you choose to do so. Okay, so I kind of got on a little bit of a tangent on this video, and I apologize, but I think this is really important for people because as we go through our lives, we accumulate all this baggage and like it's heaped on our back, and it's not your responsibility to keep carrying it if you don't want to. If you want to live in a way that makes you happy and fulfilled, you have every right to do so. So let me go back to risk and fear. Okay, those are the two most common things that I hear. Risk of what? And what is the cost versus cost? Let me explain what I mean by that. So if you continue to live in this prison that you've constructed for yourself and the world has constructed for you, what is the cost of that? Remember, all of those people, nearly 80 years old, some of them over 80 years old, said, if I had it do all over again, I'd do more of what I wanted to do with my life and seek fulfillment and find a way that my life expressed itself in a way that I felt confident and proud of, right? That was really the message. So if you're here now, whatever your age, whatever years you have left, what is it you're going to do? Are you going to remain there stuck? Or are you going to step out and take risk, right? So the idea of risk and fear is that you're putting yourself at risk. There's this fear there that you might be judged, or you're going to maybe you're going to judge yourself, right? Or what would your family think, or whatever that is. Let me ask you something. When you come to the end of your days, I heard Les Brown say something once that I'll never forget. And I don't know if it was his original thing or if he got it from somebody, but he was saying, imagine you're on your deathbed and all around you is all of your dreams and your hopes and your aspirations for what you were going to do, what you were going to be, the contributions you were going to make. And they're looking at you with angry eyes and saying, hey, we came to you. Only you were the one that could demonstrate us to the world. And you wasted us. Right? You see, another thing Les Brown said, that's just powerful to me when I imagine that concept. That's what pushes me to be here to communicate with you guys. And if this is a little philosophical for you guys, I apologize if that's the case for you, but I don't apologize for what I'm saying, because everything I'm saying aren't just words to me. This is in me. I mean what I'm saying. Right? So most of my videos aren't quite like this, but I'm creating this video because I feel for the people that contact me, because they're so sincere. They're so honest, just brutally honest about, well, really, I'd love to do this. I'd love to do that. I'd love to create content. I'd love to communicate with the world. You know, maybe it's not affiliate marketing they want to do. And guys, I want to make that clear on this video. I don't really care. If you want to be whatever, right? I'm just come drawing blanks on examples of what you might want to be, but you know what it is. I don't need to say it. Whatever that is, you owe it to yourself to be that. If that's in you, you owe it to yourself to be that. So my question is, in this video, I just want to get you out of the stands and onto the field. Because guys, I'm going to tell you something. We're all going to die at some point. You might as well be out here having fun, right? I started to mention something Les Brown says earlier pretty frequently. And if you can't tell, I'm a huge fan of Les Brown. If you don't know who he is, looking him up is awesome. He said, on your tombstone, don't let it read, not used up. That's powerful to me. You know, the image that he gives of all your hopes and your dreams and your aspirations gathered around your bed, looking at you saying, hey, we came to you and you just left us on the shelf. Guys, there's more to life than that. Will you be judged? Is there people out here that think it's their job to make sure that they understand if there's something they don't like about you? Yeah, they're out here, but they're few and far between. And to them, I say, right? I mean, whatever. You know, I mean, there are those people. They're just unhappy people, right? And I might get a couple of those comments on this video. I just really genuinely do not care. I do not care. I'm more committed to bring this message to people that will hear it than I am the fear or the risk that I might be criticized. I genuinely do not care. So if you're going to leave me a comment like that, whatever, save your energy, save your time, or bring it on, whatever makes you feel happy, right? You got the right to live your dreams too, even if your dreams is to crush other people's dreams. I just genuinely don't care, right? And my message isn't really for you, or maybe it is. Maybe that's exactly who it's for. I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to end this video here. This video is getting a little longer than I expected. I know I say that frequently, so I'm probably going to speed it up a little bit and edit. If you like this kind of stuff, let me know, okay? Because I've got a lot of this kind of stuff in me. I just hold it back. Really, I do. I hold it back because I'm not sure that this is the appropriate channel for it. But after reading through all of the stuff and all the responses from people, guys, I would encourage you, if you want to be part of our 180-day challenge, come on with it. We're going to treat you well. We're going to help you. We're going to help you get out of that shell. Yeah, you might feel a little fear. You might feel a little risk averse, but guess what, guys? It's not what it appears, right? What's that old saying? Fear is false evidence appearing real. I know it's corny. I know it's cliche, but it's accurate. It's completely accurate. So anyway, I said I'm going to end this video here, guys. I'm going to end this video here. I'll see you in the next one. I think this is video 101, and I feel pretty good about it. Let me know if you like it.